Okay, let's get into it. When you hear the name Will.i.am, you're probably thinking music, right? The Black Eyed Peas, producing hits. But his take on artificial intelligence goes so much deeper. It's a wild ride that connects everything from the birth of hip-hop to the very future of who we are online. Today, we're going to break down his incredible vision. So right off the bat, he drops this bombshell that completely flips the script on the whole AI panic. He's basically saying, all this stuff we're seeing right now, the tech that feels so mind-blowing, it's nothing. It's a warm-up act for the main event. What a way to start.
All right, so let's start with the obvious, the place everyone's talking about, music. Is AI this amazing new instrument for artists, or is it a job-killing monster? Well, according to Will.i.am, it's not that simple.
I love this take. He says right now, this is the worst AI is ever going to be. Think about that. He sees it as being in its total infancy, kind of like the Pac-Man version of what's coming down the line. All this stuff that's blowing our minds right now is just the clunky, pixelated beginning. It's only getting better from here.
Now this is where it gets really interesting, because he draws this brilliant parallel to his own past. He remembers back in the day when jazz musicians would look at early hip-hop artists sampling records and say, "That's not music, you're just taking stuff." And it's the exact same complaint he hears today about AI music. Are they just stealing it, lifting it? It's the classic fear of the new, just playing out all over again.
And here's why his perspective is so unique. He's like, look, I can't be a hypocrite. His entire career was built on the art of sampling, of taking something old and making it new. So for him to turn around and slam this new tool would just be wrong. But, and this is a huge but, he's crystal clear that the original artists, the people whose work is being used to train these AIs, they absolutely have to be paid.
Okay, so let's zoom out a bit. Because the problem isn't just the technology itself. It's the world that the tech is stepping into. The music industry today is, well, it's a completely different beast. It's totally fragmented.
Seriously, think about it. Just 10 or 15 years ago, we had monoculture. We watched the same TV shows, we listened to the same radio hits. Could you have a song of the summer today? A single track that everyone knows? It's nearly impossible. We're all in our own little algorithmic bubbles, our own TikTok feeds. He calls it an attention bombardment, and that's exactly what it feels like.
And that fragmentation has had a huge economic impact. Just look at this timeline. It tells the whole story. Lionel Richie's era, they got rich selling vinyl records. Will.i.am's generation, they were at the height of selling CDs. Then you had Taylor Swift at the peak of MP3s. And now, all the digital streaming platforms, they have basically made the monetary value of a single song almost zero.
So if the recorded song isn't where the value is anymore, where is it? Well, it's in the one thing you can't fake: live human performance. In a world of deepfakes and AI-generated content, you just can't trust what you see on a screen anymore. The new premium, the new luxury, is an authentic, in-person experience. It's a concert, it's theater, it's something that proves a human is really there.
Okay, and this right here, this is the pivot. This is where the whole conversation takes a massive turn, because it turns out we haven't really been talking about music at all. We've been setting the stage for a completely new kind of technology that could change everything about how we live our digital lives. This question is the key that unlocks the whole thing. The fact that the value has shifted away from recorded music points us toward the real future. And that future isn't about owning songs. It's about owning ourselves, our data. And here it is. This is his core idea, the personal agent. Now, this isn't ChatGPT, this isn't a shared service you log into, no. This is your own AI. It's trained by you, on your data, and it works for you. And to make this a reality, he imagines a future where every home has its own personal data center, its own GPU. Just like you have a refrigerator or a stove, it's a home appliance.
He calls the AIs we use today, the Geminis, the ChatGPTs, the village AI. Think of it like a public well that everyone in the village drinks from. What he's proposing is the next evolution, your own private, personal AI. It's yours. It knows your experiences, and it's looking out for your best interests.
And don't think this is some far-off sci-fi fantasy. He sees this becoming a fundamental part of our lives, and fast. I mean, look at this future job application checklist. You can't get a job today without a bank account, a phone number, and email address, right? He predicts that in the very near future, you're going to need your own agent on that list just to participate in the economy.
So, if everyone is going to have one of these powerful personal AIs, that brings us to the biggest, most urgent question of all.
If this is the future, then we have to talk about ownership. We have to talk about regulation. Right now.
And this is his central metaphor, and man, is it powerful. We think we're living on this organized, structured, World Wide Web. But he says no. When it comes to our data, our digital identity, we are living in the wild, wild west. It's a lawless frontier.
And in this Wild West, there's no sheriff. There are no rules. Nobody's accountable. Companies can just come in, scrape all of your data, create a digital doppelganger of you, and face absolutely zero consequences. It's a free-for-all.
So let's get right to the heart of it. Is having an AI version of you a bad thing? Not necessarily. The technology itself isn't the problem. The problem, for now, is incredibly simple. You don't own it. Someone else does.
This comparison makes it so clear. Look, we all have banks to protect our money. We have laws, regulations, entire global institutions built around it. We feel safe. But for our data, for our digital likeness, for the thing that is becoming our most valuable asset, we have nothing. It's just out there, unprotected, being used without our control.
And that leaves us with this final, massive question. A question that really sums up this entire idea. We've built this incredible infrastructure to protect our finances. But as we move into a future where our digital self is just as valuable, if not more so, where's the bank for you?